Act fat, get fat. Let's be real, the world doesn't have a skinny problem, it has an obesity problem. The world loves to shame girls who want to be lean, fit, and disciplined, but doesn't bat an eye at the unhealthy habits that curate obesity. Because at the end of the day, unhealthy living creates obesity. Your sluggishness creates obesity. As much as you don't want to admit it, habits do lead to obesity. So, as I get ready today, we are going to be talking about the real pandemic, as known as obesity. Now that we know that the world is not suffering from a skinny problem, but it's drowning in an obesity crisis, let's get into the video. Let's cut the fluff. Obesity is a crisis. Not girls wanting to be skinny, not girls wanting to literally do Pilates and be Pilates skinny. No. You know what's a crisis and a problem? Obesity. It's not just about looks, by the way. It's also an economic, a global, just everything disaster. But I'm sure you already knew that. But you may not know that nearly 40% of the world population in America is obese. And no, that's not just curvy or thick with two C's. That's medically risk, life-shortening obesity. And do you want to know the worst part? It is still rising. Obesity does not just happen. It's not just an accident. It's a perfect storm of ultra-processed junk food that hijacks your hunger cues. A sedentary lifestyle that keeps people glued to their screens. The biggest thing is we live in a society and a culture today that glorifies overconsumption, overeating, and we call disciplined people toxic. People don't want to hear that. You know what they want to hear? Love your body at any size and every size. They want to say health at every size, while they DoorDash a family-sized meal for one. And listen, I get it. Food is fun, laziness is easy. But listen, consequences aren't so fun. Let's talk numbers. In 1970, only 10% of Americans were obese. Cute number. It's fixable, only 10%, nothing too dramatic. Still not good, but 10% of obesity, fine. It's manageable, it's fixable. By 2016, the numbers tripled to almost 40%. By 2030, nearly half of the US is projected to literally be obese. 1 in 2 adults, 50%. Guess what? That's in 2030 in America. 1 in 2 adults will be obese. That's horrible. If obesity were a trend, it would be going more viral than Hailey Bieber's skincare routine. And unlike glazed donut skin, guess what? This trend actually kills people. And it's not just the US. A ton of countries have had massive spikes in obesity. If you think this is bad, in 2030, nearly 1.212 billion. Guess what? Adults will be obese. That's right, all over the world. That's really sad. But you want to hear the wildest stat? Nearly 91% of people in America are considered over fat. 91% of Americans are considered over fat. Not just overweight, over fat. And if you didn't know what that means no one is metabolically healthy. If 91% of us in the US are over fat, okay, that's all. Enough said. The era of body positivity is seriously killing us. Somewhere along the way, we normalized excess. We stopped calling obesity what it is, a health crisis, and started calling it self-love. And no, babe, it's not self-love. It's actually, guess what? Shortening your lifespan. And before you try and fight it, obesity isn't just a you problem, it's an everyone problem. Obesity is a chronic disease, which means an early death, essentially. If you didn't know, heart disease is the #1 killer in the United States, and obesity raises that by 50%. Diabetes, it's 250% higher in obese people, and in class 3 obesity, it goes even up to 500%. Cancer, stroke, high blood pressure, yep, you guessed it. Literally, obesity fuels it. Obesity is responsible for 5% of deaths globally. And in the US, since nearly 40% of adults already are obese, guess what? The numbers are more. We are choosing sickness, and the worst part is it is 100% avoidable. A little finance lesson for you guys: the more obese people, the more likely the economy is going to collapse. Not actually collapse, that's me being dramatic, but literally we have to pay, all of us have to pay more in healthcare because when obesity is more prevalent, our insurance, healthcare, everything goes up. More obesity just equals higher medical bills, higher taxes, and just everyone pays the price. You can look into it, but it's actually insane. So pretty much everyone is paying the price for obese people, if you didn't know. And before anyone says genetics, no. Want to know? In 1975, the genetics weren't different. The food, the culture, the lifestyle, the portions were different. The solution is personal responsibility, in my opinion. Obesity is not inevitable. It's not genetics, it's daily choices, habits, discipline, and strategy. And fixing it starts at the individual level. Welcome to the skinny era created by Liv Schmidt. Being effortlessly thin isn't luck, it's a skill. And skinny girls, they move different. They eat with strategy. They make long-term decisions, not short-term impulse girls. It's not about starving, it's about strategy. Join my skinny subscribers program on Insta for the It Girl Skinny Girl Blueprint. High protein, high fiber, low fluff, 10K steps a day, no excuses. Prioritize metabolism, not cravings. Move your body like it's a job. Bloating isn't normal. Overeating isn't self-care. You don't need another fad diet, another miracle cleanse, or another lose 10 pounds in 3 days scam. You need discipline. You want to be hot, healthy, effortless? Start acting like it. Welcome and subscribe to the Skinny Club. Another interesting thing is obesity takes 10 years off your life. There was a study done on 100,000 people, and they found out from that study that it takes off 10 years of your life. That's literally worse than smoking, drinking, never working out, being broke, all of those things. It's worse. Imagine not waking up one day, you die 10 years earlier because you love food too much. That's sad. That doesn't sound so fun anymore, does it? The next generation is in trouble. If you thought the obesity crisis was just an adult problem, think again. Kids are fatter, sicker, and more inactive than ever. If you guys didn't know, child obesity used to be really rare, and now it's more than 20% of kids, which is so sad. It's literally up to 15% in toddlers. Like, how sad is that? Seriously, we're raising generations that can't even fit into child clothes anymore, which is so terrible. Like, if you want kids someday, just know you do not want your kid obese. That's so sad, and it creates so much trauma on them. Like, that's a whole other topic. So this is a society problem, not just a kid problem, not just an adult problem, not just it's everything. It's an everyone problem at the end of the day. Honestly, more of a society and parent problem because kids aren't buying their own snacks. Kids aren't buying their own Happy Meals. They aren't the ones normalizing not playing outside and being on an iPad all day. You are. They aren't the ones stocking the pantry with ultra-processed junk. Let's get one thing straight. Obesity is not just genetics, because if it were, then why are obesity rates 4 times higher than it was 10 years ago? Human genetics don't magically change that quick. What did change? More junk food, less real food, more sitting, less moving, more DoorDash, less cooking, more self-care, less self-control. We engineered the problem. It's not just about food, it's about how we live. Environmental factors are fast food on every single corner. Besides New York, there's no need to walk because you can drive everywhere. Entertainment that requires zero movement. Social factors are desk jobs that create people to sit all day, normalizing laziness. I lost all my 20 pounds working 9 to 5 sitting at a desk because I got up, walked throughout the day. I tried to before work, lunch break, after work, but if I didn't, it would be super easy to be lazy. A lot of us normalize treating meals like it has to be the best meal ever, and we treat meals like special occasions. Every single meal you eat doesn't have to be the best thing ever. It's not genetics, it's a lifestyle that sets people up for failure. We're not just supposed to pretend it's fine because now kids are suffering from it. The truth is uncomfortable. No, it's not genetic. No, it's not just how people are built. And no, it's not fat phobic to care. If you're normalizing obesity, you're normalizing disease. And if we don't start telling the truth about obesity, guess what? The next generation is going to get it worse and worse. The food industry is making you fat on purpose. Let's cut the BS. The way we eat has been completely hijacked. Over the last 60 years, the portions didn't just expand. We didn't start just eating more. We started also eating worse. Do you know, on average, we started consuming an extra 700 calories per day? And no, it's not just because we got hungrier. It's because food is engineered to make you addicted to it. That's why a lot of people have food addictions. Your food is not real food. In the 1970s, people ate real food. Now we ingest chemical sludge, like this weird food that looks like Play-Doh. Between 1970s and the 2000s, sugar went up by 20%, fats went up by 25%, soda went up 100%. Translation for you, guess what? Food got fatter, sweeter, and more addictive. And guess what? So did people. Your eating habits are just as bad as your food. The problem isn't just what you eat, it's also how you eat. Guess what? It's scrolling and snacking mindlessly. It's going through a drive-thru and grabbing a quick 1,500 calorie snack. And you know what the worst part is? Food delivery service. You're not even getting off your couch. Guess what? Someone is literally delivering food and you're just laying in your bed or laying on your couch. You're not even thinking about what you're eating. And we're just eating more and more than ever. And guess what? We're lazier than ever. We are stagnant as ever. We don't move, but we're eating more. It doesn't make sense. And today, this population eats more than ever, but moves less than ever. More food, weaker bodies, not stronger bodies, weaker bodies. And guess what? That means we also have slower brains. And they call it self-care. People on the internet call this self-care. That's a fucking issue. How to escape the trap, you ask? Protein first, healthy fats, not industrial oils. So olive oil, not seed oils, not canola oil, none of that. Healthy fats. Move your body. You are not meant to be sedentary, okay? Your body is supposed to move 10,000 steps a day. That's the minimum. On every food label, 10,000 steps a day. That's for a normal person, okay? Your body is not meant to walk literally less than that. It's not. It's physically bad for you. So get up and walk. You're not supposed to be sedentary. I also like to say, think before you eat. If it comes out of a box, it's probably trash. I always say this, if I were to get a cookie, I would not buy Chips Ahoy. I would go get one from a bakery. Same with ice cream. I don't keep it in my fridge. I go and get a pre-portioned, small, fresh ice cream from a gelato place. Same with a cupcake. Same with most sweets. I personally, instead of having it in my house, I decide to go get a fresh, sweet treat from a bakery, a local something. You know what I mean? If you don't want to end up exhausted, overfed, but still somehow undernourished because you're not getting your protein and your fats, you're hitting your sugar and your carbs like no tomorrow, but you're undernourished when it comes to protein, start eating like you actually care. Because the food industry doesn't care about you. You have to care for you. Social influence is also making you fat, and here is how to stay skinny. Let's be real, most people are overweight because we're following the crowd. If you do what everyone else does, you'll end up bigger, bloated, fatter, just like them. And then you're sitting there wondering, why does nothing fit? Guess what? Social influence is the killer of skinniness today. It dictates what you eat, how you move, and even how you use your own body. Today, we're exposing the toxic influencers that are making you fat and how to break free before it's too late, okay? Listen, I have a ton of critics, but listen, I think any health coach, dietitian that you see critiquing anyone, you know, the people who just do reaction videos, they aren't coaches, they are fucking critics. And if you are a critic, it just shows you have nothing valuable to offer. It just shows you have no clue what you're talking about. So all you do is critique other people. And it's hypocritical. They make it seem worse than it is. They make it seem like anyone eating healthy has an eating disorder. But then yet we'll be like, oh, guess what? Her eating a grilled cheese, her eating fried food, her eating, ice cream. Guess what? That's fun. That's a fun meal. That's cool. And if you don't eat that, guess what? You have an eating disorder, according to a lot of dietitians who make reaction videos. But it's sad. It's sad. Not generalizing everyone. I'm just saying, this is a disclaimer. If you see people who just pinpoint, especially thin women, but all the thick or obese women, they're like, thank you for showing how we should eat. Fucking beware. That's all I gotta say, because they're just critics. And they probably want you to be fat, so then you have to pay $5,000 to go to their program. Okay? Look at me. Mine's $19 a month that you get skinny challenges, skinny community, because I want everyone to be skinny. I want it to be accessible. That's less than a salad. That's less than Starbucks orders. And guess what? You probably save more money because you're not spending it on food. But then any dietitian I see being like, oh, this is bad, but pay $5,000 for me to tell you pretty much this. Just saying, you gotta be aware. They probably want to make you fat, so then you have to buy their fucking courses. Just saying. Okay, I just got back from dinner, had a few glasses of wine, but let's finish this up. How social influences are making you fat, and here's how to stay slim. 1. Your friends and family are making you gain weight. The people around you determine what's normal, and let's be honest, the new normal is being overweight. Overweight is the new normal, point blank, period. If your friends live for breakfast buffets, morning Starbucks pastries, morning brunch, you're fucking screwed, okay? Unless you are pro at resisting. You need friends that like doing things besides eating. Here is the reality check. Eating with others equals eating more. Studies show that people eat up to 48% more when dining in a social setting. This is why you got to be mindful when you are eating out. Fat logic is contagious. Don't catch the fat bug. If your friend says one meal won't hurt you, you need to eat more, they are sabotaging you. Family food pressure is real. If your parents serve heavy, processed meals, you will have to unlearn their bad habits. How to stay skinny despite them. 1. Be the picky eater, okay? Eat light. Be like, oh, I'm picky. I don't like that. Okay, that's fine. And if they judge you, guess what? You're doing something right. Let them judge you. Let them, as Mel Robbins says, and leave some food on your plate. Like, what are they gonna do? You're doing something right, babe. I always never skip a social event due to food, right? But if you know these friends are just going to want to stuff face and are going to judge you for not wanting to stuff face, cancel it. Say no. I lost friends when I lost weight, but guess what? I gained a ton of friends that I can go out with. I just went out. I just had some ice cream. I just had some salad. I just had some steak. I had everything in moderation. And guess what? I didn't have to stuff my face. I had a few bites and I was done. And I had no one judging me. If you are with the friends that judge you because guess what? You didn't stuff your face. Guess what? You need new friends. Normalize saying no. I realized a lot of people will guilt you into eating more. Do you need to eat more? No, you don't. It's none of their business. You can say you like it and move on. 2, social media is making you fat, specifically TikTok. Hi, TikTok. If you spend hours scrolling TikTok, you absorb food propaganda. You don't even realize it, but the content you consume is dictating your cravings, your hunger levels, and even how much weight you put on. The digital fat traps. Number 1 is mukbangs and food porn. Watching people binge makes overeating seem normal when it's a huge fucking problem. I'm sorry, ordering 10 things at Taco Bell or 10 things of anything is just so fucking unhealthy. Second is curvy body trends. Just the push in general to get a thicker body makes gaining weight seem desirable to these girls until they fucking regret it. Cheat day culture. Let me tell you something, guys. I never have a cheat day. People ask me, do you believe in cheat days? No. Guess what? Would you cheat on your life? Would you cheat on yourself? No, I don't believe in cheat days. There's no such thing. I live my life. I have everything in moderation. I don't need a cheat day. I don't need a treat day. Every day to me, there's no good, there's no bad days. I just had some pasta. I just had some ice cream. I just had some salad. I just had some artichokes. I just had some steak. Guess what? Does that mean it's a cheat day? No, because I had things in moderation. That's not a cheat day because I would do that on any day in small amounts. But again, I had a little bit of steak, a little bit of salad, a little bit of artichokes, 3 bites of some sorbet ice cream, like 2 kernels of a pasta. Okay? That's not a cheat day. I don't believe in those. If you have to have a cheat day to live your life, guess what? You're on the fucking wrong diet plan. This is why we don't do diets. Cheat day culture normalizes binging and resetting later. It keeps people stuck in that gain-lose cycle. That's why I do not believe in those. How to stay skinny despite social media. Unfollow the binge influencers. If someone is constantly pushing massive meals, unfollow, or even the people who post them, junk eating, look at me order all these foods. That was one thing, is whenever I was skinny, it was almost hurtful or more harmful to see all of these skinny influencers push that because they aren't eating it. I can tell you, I'm in this world, they don't eat it. They look at it, they take the picture, and they maybe have one bite and they don't eat it. And I think it's more harmful to look and be like, wow, why can't I achieve this? And pretend you're eating something than just owning up. Like, at least I'm honest. You can take it or leave it, but at least I'm honest and I don't lie to you guys about what I eat. I'm honest and I tell you about the hard work it takes. I also think pushing this food and saying eat whatever you want causes more eating disorders. I know a bunch of people, including myself, I've never had an eating disorder, but being like, oh, I can just take another rest day. Oh, I can just have a pizza, or I can just have a treat. Oh, I can just have ice cream. Oh, my body deserves this. Oh, I need self-love, and saw food as like comfort and self-love and using it as a reward when it's not. And no, it's not okay to have ice cream every day. No, it's not okay to just have a pizza. People just use it as an excuse and take it too far, and that is not okay. That is no discipline, and that's not self-love. Follow girls, okay, of the body you want. I did that, okay, and I got the body I want. I use them as my thin inspiration, as you will. Your mind tricks you, okay? Listen to this. Your brain normalizes what you see. So if you see bodies of what you want, like I followed a ton of Victoria's Secret models, a ton of actual models, and I just normalized it. My brain normalized that body type, and guess what? Use them as my thin inspiration, and now look at my body. I unfollowed anyone who didn't have the body I wanted, if I'm being honest. I also muted, blocked, unfollowed any food content. I don't need to see that. Like, why are we glamorizing food? Like, I eat to live. I don't live to eat. Like, that's no. If any content triggers cravings, block it, mute it, etc. Out of sight, out of mind. 3 is the lie that exercise will fix it. You can't outwork a bad diet, period. Thinking that a few extra gym sessions will make you skinny is the exact reason why a lot of us never get skinny. When I stopped working out as hard as I once did, I used to get up at 5 a.m. before work every single day. I was the heaviest ever because you eat more and you're like, okay, I can eat this. I'll just grind it tomorrow. Oh, I'll sweat it out in Pilates. No, okay, I work out now, not because I want to eat more. I see food and exercises as two different things. The days I don't work out, I eat the same. The days I do work out, I eat the same, okay? You shouldn't eat more just because you worked out. Food and exercise should be seen as different things. The reason this is a lie is because a lot of exercises burn fewer calories than you actually think. One Pilates class doesn't undo a sugary latte. Over exercises always equals more hunger. Just harder workouts can increase your appetite, which makes you eat more. Lazy social circles will also drive you down. If your friends never move, if all they want to eat, they don't want to walk, they want to Uber everywhere, guess what? They're going to make you lazy too. How to stay skinny without the gym mentality, just rapid fire. Eat less, walk more. Walking is so underrated. It makes you lean, toned, burns calories without making you starving and without making you realize you're working out. I will say train like a skinny girl. High reps, low weights. Body weight to 5-pound weights to 8-pound weights. Low weights, high repetition. And just daily movement. It's not bulking workouts. Ditch the I'll burn it off later mindset. Just eat less of it, okay? It's not that fucking hard. Just eat less. It's faster. 4, society wants you to be bigger. The biggest scam is being told that weight gain is normal and healthy when it's not. Society wants you soft, slow, and consuming excess and gaining excess weight and just consuming endlessly. Why? Because bigger people spend more money in general, but especially on food, weight loss gimmicks, and medical bills. The hard truth is body positivity went too fucking far. It went from love yourself to gain weight and call it empowerment. Since when do we call weight gain empowerment? Or the, oh, real women have curves. I see that all the fucking time. You look like a boy. It looks like you're a boy waiting for your balls to drop. Real women have curves. No, babe. Real women have fucking discipline and know when to close their mouth. Okay? Skinny shaming is real. And let me tell you, because now that I'm at the weight that I desire to be, I get skinny shamed all the fucking time, and it's literally just jealousy. That's all. People attack thin girls because they're jealous. Period. That's it. How to stay skinny despite society. Okay, follow me. 1, be unapologetic. It's not your job to make others feel better and feel more comfortable in their weight. It's not your job. 2, ignore the noise. Just because thick is trending doesn't mean that it's any better than you. Just ignore it, okay? Like, I like being thin, so it doesn't bother me when people are like, you have no curves, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. I don't want to be thick. Just because thick is trending doesn't mean it's attractive to me. Own your standard. For me, skinny is my standard. So guess what? I'm owning being skinny. If you want to stay skinny, do it. If not, don't do it. Point blank, period. That's all the explanation you need. Is skinny is your standard, and I want to be skinny. So that's the standard for me. Here is the final takeaway, the conclusion of the skinny mindset. You have 2 choices: be influenced by the world and gain weight, or control your environment and follow me and stay effortlessly slim. So here are the final skinny rules to live by. Audit your circle. Being fat is contagious. Fat logic is contagious, point blank, period. Cut it off. You don't want to tell yourself, oh, just one more Uber Eats. I even found myself doing that when I was bigger. Oh, I can have a cookie. Oh, I can skip my workout. Oh, I don't need to go to the gym. Oh, just lay in bed and rot. Self-love. No, bitch. No. 2, detox your social media. I've talked about this time and time again. Unfollow, block, okay? Follow the thin people. Detox your social media. Follow thin, elegant woman you want to be. Disciplined woman. Move light, eat mindfully. Consistent habits always win. Small, consistent habits keep you effortlessly slim. Skinny isn't an accident, it's a choice. Make it yours. I'm going to end with this, the skinny tip of the day. The skinny habit cheat code, how tracking your food rewires your brain to actually eat less and just rewires your brain for effortless slimness. This is why I made a 30-day tracker with a challenge in it. You can go buy it. It's linked in my bio. That plus my subscription program is literally the double threat. But I believe in tracking your food so much. If you want to stay effortlessly skinny, track your food. I don't count calories. I don't count macros. I just write down my food. Not sometimes, not when I feel like it. I just simply write it down. Like, for example, today I had a protein smoothie with spinach, blueberries, almond butter. Guess what? I wrote that down. I got it at a protein event. So I just wrote that down. Then I went to a Pilates where there was protein bars. Wrote down I had a protein bar. Then I just had dinner, had some steak, had some artichoke. Guess what? I don't count calories. I don't count protein. I only count portions. So I write down and I write in my food tracker exactly what foods I ate. No calories, no grams of protein, no macros, just portions and what I ate. If you don't track, guess what? This is why you're probably never reaching your skinny goals, is because you don't always go back and see what you ate, where you went wrong, like, okay, maybe you had more sodium, maybe this, maybe that, maybe you weren't as good as you thought. And just writing down your food keeps you on track of tracking every single thing that you eat. Here is why food tracking is a skinny superpower. Tracking to me isn't about calories, it's about rewiring your brain to make automatic, slim, and skinny, effortless choices. Here's how it keeps you accountable. You can't just pretend this little handful of almonds didn't count, or just a little bite of cake didn't happen. It exposes sneaky calories like a bite of cake, dressing, oils, sauces, snacks that add up quick. Tracking makes them visible so you can adjust and cut the fluff. It builds discipline. The act of logging makes you stop and pause before eating. You will naturally eat less because you will become aware of what's worth it. The brutal truth, though, is if you aren't honest, it won't work. Half tracking is worse than not tracking at all. That's why I don't believe in MyFitnessPal, calorie counting, macros, because you guys on the weekend are like, fuck it, I don't want to do it. Where this, it's just like you write down. You aren't like gonna skip meals, you aren't gonna skip snacks, you're just gonna write down every single thing you ate so then you can go back and you can see it and just be like, oh shit, I had a bite of cake, I had this, I had that. And you're not lying to yourself and you're not like, oh, I don't want to see how many calories this is. You're just writing it down and it's just, you're more honest and truthful. My skinny rule I live by is you track everything, the good, the bad, the ugly. No exceptions. If you eat it, you track it. And control equals effortless slimness. And if you're skipping meals or snacks because you don't want to log it and you're just not logging it, you're only lying to yourself. So how to make tracking automatic? Guess what? I made a 30-day tracker that you buy once and it's yours forever, and you can track, and it's effortless, and it's cute, and it's girly, and it's pink, and me and my girls in my skinny group community share pictures of what we eat every single day in the community. Tracking your food is not obsessive if you just write down your food and track your portions and not an obsessed way. It keeps you lean, it keeps you in control. It literally makes you effortlessly skinny and watch your body transform. Now, literally go buy my tracker, start logging your meals, join my Instagram community. No excuses. Effortless slimness starts now, and I promise that duo will literally change your life and it will keep you so accountable. It's like the double threat. If you have weight to lose, 5 pounds or even 50, it doesn't matter. My Instagram subscription community, there is a place for you. I always say whether you have 5 pounds, 1 pound, 50, 100 plus pounds, it's always the same protocol on how to lose weight. My Instagram subscription is for women who want to be skinny, period. This isn't just a program, it's a community. You have access to 2,000 plus girls. It's a movement, it's a system, it's a mindset shift. It's a lifestyle shift, and it also rewires your brain to literally be less addicted to food It rewires your brain to become that girl. Skinny, effortless, better, effortless choices around food. It helps you reset your body to become that girl. If obesity runs in your family, if you've tried every single diet since you've been 5 years old, if you've literally tried everything, like there hasn't been a diet you haven't tried, try this, because it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle, and this will work for you. Trust me. You can go to my Instagram and you can see all of the testimonies I have, because we all deserve to have the body we want. If you have tried everything, you haven't tried this, join, because life's too short to not have the body you want. We all deserve to have the body we want. So if you don't have the body you want, but you've tried everything, this is where you belong. The first step is to get honest with yourself. If you want to be skinny, admit you want to be skinny. Being skinny isn't a crime, but a lot of us don't admit to ourselves and don't identify as being skinny and don't want to identify because you think it's going against the fat positive movement. And it's not. You can want to be skinny and still be a part of the body positivity movement, but you have to get honest with yourself. If you want to be skinny, say it. Stop being afraid to say that you want to be skinny. We all are like, oh, we want to lose 5 pounds, 10 pounds. We want to get stronger. We want to lose weight. We never say we want to be skinny when it's what we want to be. But stop being triggered and feeling guilty for saying the word skinny. It's not a dirty word. If you're still skeptical about my community, go on my Instagram. I have highlight reels of the skinny group community, of testimonies of before and afters, that pretty much every single girl sees results. Because in my community, skinny girls get results no matter what. Whether it's a mindset shift, a spiritual transformation, just reconnecting to the body, or a physical transformation, everyone experienced something. Real girls get results, and skinny isn't about being starving. Skinny isn't being starving in general. Being skinny isn't about starving, it's about control, about knowing how to eat when you want to lose weight. The second you stop making yourself the enemy, the weight drops. The second you stop shaming yourself around food, and the second you stop shaming yourself for wanting to be small, you get small. I promise this works, and if you want to get skinny easier, join my community and I'll show you. I'll show you some tips on how to get skinny easier. This is kind of my method. This is the Liv Schmidt method, and pretty much how this gets easier over time. I'm now a certified, you guys know I've been a certified life and wellness and health coach, but I'm now officially a certified weight loss coach. So period. Being skinny and making conscious choices gets easier over time, because guess what? Your hunger and your cravings change. Your hunger adjusts, your craving fades, your food loses its grip on you. If food is your whole entire life, trust me, it will lose its grip on you. You stop obsessing, you stop binging, you stop living meal to meal, you aren't restricting, so your body stops panicking. Your brain stops putting food on a pedestal. You stop acting like every single meal is your last. Your cravings disappear, your hunger stabilizes, and suddenly eating less is second nature. Why? Because your focus shifts. Guess what? Your top priority now isn't food, it's about feeling light and feeling good. Moving is your priority. Working out is your priority. Actually living life and stop putting your life on pause and actually going out and socializing and going to events and doing things with your life is a priority, not eating. Your life isn't on pause anymore. You choose to be naturally skinny. Skinny is a choice, and that means eating foods that satisfy you without the excess. You naturally choose foods that make you feel better, healthier, without depriving. Because guess what? You learn that's what your body actually wants. Because to be honest, none of us would be fucking fat if we listened to our body. If we never, ever ate in excess, we would not be fat. Our body doesn't want to be fat. So if you never ate or overate excess, guess what? You wouldn't be fat. That's just the reality of it. We're fat because we eat in excess. So once you learn to know what feels good with your body, you won't overeat. And guess what? Whenever you don't overeat, you feel light, you feel energized. And when you're energized, guess what? You burn more fat effortlessly. You become the girl who stays skinny because it isn't a diet. This is just who you are now. You identify with being skinny. Staying skinny is easy when you don't make food your whole entire life, your whole entire personality. People love to call me narcissistic, vain, obsessed with myself. No, babe, I just don't let eating be my main personality trait. That's embarrassing. Food being your main personality trait is embarrassing. Sorry, I can't relate. And if you say, oh, well, your whole personality trait is skinny. Okay. I want to be skinny. I identify with being skinny. That's a compliment to me. Oh, you're skinny. Yes, I am. And I identify with that. And my brain identifies with being skinny. So I am skinny. Okay. I don't identify being a fat, gluttonous pig. So sorry. I just don't. End of the day. And again, being skinny is a mindset. You can be 100 pounds overweight and identify with being skinny. You don't have to identify with being fat. That's the first step in weight loss. That's what I was telling you about. Just accepting you want to be skinny is the first step. Because guess what? When I identify with being skinny, I realize skinny girls aren't sitting around realizing when their next meal is going to be. No. Is that what a skinny girl does? No. That's why I love being identifying. When people are like, oh, you're skinny, you're skinny. Guess what is my personality? Because skinny girls, we don't identify or fantasize about our next meal. We have things to do. I get so much stuff done. People are like, Liv, how do you get so much stuff done? You know how much more time in the day you have when you stop obsessing over food, when you stop focusing on when your next meal is. You realize how much food takes up in your brain and what you're going to eat and this and that and oh, I overate, oh, I look fat, oh, this and that. Imagine all that noise gone. Okay? Imagine how much more time would you have in the day? How much more stuff would you get done? That's why skinny girls always have things to do. We're not stuffing our face every single second of the day. And guess what? That is what gives me personally hours back. Hours that you waste thinking about food, planning food, and shoveling food inside your mouth. I have so much more time because I don't make breakfast, lunch, and dinner the highlight of my day. Imagine waking up and your biggest excitement is eating. That's embarrassing. That's a problem. If food is the biggest part of your day, guess what? Your life is the problem. I don't idolize my meals. I idolize how my body feels. I wake up and think, what keeps me feeling light? What gives me energy without slowing me down? What actually makes me feel good? For me, that's Pilates, electrolytes, protein shakes, maybe some berries if I need them, but I don't eat just because it's time to eat. That's what's keeping you big. That's literally what's keeping you a big back. If I'm not hungry, I don't eat. If I'm satisfied, I stop no matter where I am. Last night I was at dinner and we were at this pasta place and we ordered steak, fish, veggies, and the waiter kept coming up being like, oh, did you not like your pasta? Did you not like it? I was like, oh, I did. Like, thank you so much. Probably came up 3 times because we all order food. That's how I am. And we put some on our plate. And so I put some on my plate because I just wanted a few bites. And she came over like 10 times. Oh, is everything okay? Is it good? I'm like, yes, it's good. I'm just not hungry. And don't let people make you feel bad about not eating it. It's totally fine. I ate steak. I ate fish. I ate veggies because guess what? That's what my body wanted. It only wanted 2 bites of pasta. And no one being like, oh, does it not taste good? Can make me want to eat it more. Guess what? I took it home and I gave it to someone. That's simple. You don't have to waste it. Anyway, if you don't want to eat something, don't let someone push it on you, okay? Like the waiter's like, oh, do you not like it? Do you not like it? Be like, oh, I do like it. Can you have the rest to go? And then they just box it up for me. And I gave it to my cousin. So yeah, that was that. But yeah, so this is just a reminder, if someone pushes food on you, don't take it. I had steak, I had some sorbet. All of it was dairy-free. The only dairy I had was 2 bites of the rigatoni, but still, I was like, wait, I should have just been like, whatever, but they just kept being like, do you like it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? But again, stay confident. Don't let someone food push you. Stay in control. Who cares? At the end of the day, it's you, not them. Stay disciplined. Stay bad. If you think you're constantly hungry, you aren't. It's just because you literally trained yourself to be constantly eating. You've trained yourself that you need and you want more. And guess what? That makes you obsess more. When you stop acting like food is some life-changing experience, guess what? You stop craving it. So stop being like, this is the best ever. This is the most amazing. Oh my God, I'm so obsessed. Guess what? Food doesn't have to be the best food you've ever eaten. This doesn't have to be the best meal you've ever eaten in your life. Every single meal doesn't have to be the best of the best. It's okay. Once you accept food doesn't have to be some life-changing experience, you stop craving it. Here's the reality. It's harsh, but truth. You're overweight because you live for food. You don't need snacks, you need self-control. You think food is fun? No, you know what's fun? Skinny and hot and getting everything paid for. Like, if someone would have told me being skinnier, being 20 pounds skinnier, that's all it took, was for my life to be that much better, for drinks to be bought, for money to be handed over to me, my career to take off. If someone would have just told me 20 pounds, doors open, guess what? I would have dropped it so much quicker. You can sit here and cry and moan and complain. Yeah, it's not fair. Life's not fair. So you can either play the game or let it consume you. And guess what? I choose to play the game. And I like being skinny and I want to be skinny. And guess what? Being skinny made my life so much easier. You're like, oh, well, all the work you do, all the workouts, eating healthy, it's my lifestyle now. And it's so easy to me and I love doing it. And it's worth every single second because my life's easy now. It's way easier. You're living life on hard mode being fat. Like, you're literally living life on hard mode being fat. Guess what? You wondering why the bouncer's not letting you in? Check your stomach. Check your stomach. You're wondering why this restaurant or this job isn't taking you? Look at yourself. Just look at yourself. Being skinny is literally a status symbol. It's literally a symbol of control. It's just like, oh my God, it's the best. It's the best. It's a symbol. It's like, wow, looking at someone, whenever you look at a guy who's wearing a really nice watch and in a suit and works at like a Goldman Sachs or a Morgan Stanley, you're like, wow, like they're established. They are someone I want to go to ask about business. They're disciplined when it comes to business. Whenever you see a skinny fit person, you're like, wow, they're disciplined. They have control of their life. They have control of their emotions. They have control of things because they know how to be skinny and how to stay away from temptation. I want you to look around next time you're drinking, and I want you to look around and see how many people that you're next to drinking that you want to be like. I guarantee you, not that many. Every single time I look around, and like when I say excess drinking, like obviously I drink sometimes, me and my friends drink, but I'm saying if you're always around a circle of people who are always drinking, I want you to look around and think, do you want to live a life like them? Do you want to be like them? Probably not. The most successful people are not really drinking. Like, they're not. Maybe they have one drink. Maybe they have one or two drinks once a week. But sometimes they're sitting drinking their espresso, drinking their green tea, a lot of them. So a lot of successful people don't really drink that much. And so next time you're drinking, or the people you're around always are drinking, I want you to take a look and say, are they functioning? Are they successful? Is this someone who I want to be around? Because I guarantee you it's not. When you stop putting food at the center of your life becomes effortless. Staying skinny becomes effortless. Skinny girls don't sit around obsessing over their next bite. They move, they live, they stay small. If you're finally ready to stop eating like it's a sport or a hobby and actually be skinny, you know what to do. I've got 99 problems, but not overeating solves 98 of them. And yet people act like eating more is the answer to everything. You're stressed, eat. You're sad, eat. You've had a long day, eat. OMG, you had such a good day. You treat yourself with food like a fucking dog and you stuff your face. And then you wonder why you feel and you look like shit. Let's be real, overeating isn't fixing your life. It's ruining it. You think you're solving your problems, but all you're doing is adding more. You feel gross. You look gross, you feel heavy, you look heavy, you hate the way you look, your energy gone, your confidence gone, and suddenly everything just feels harder because being fat is literally living life on hard mode. Food isn't therapy, it isn't self-care. It's not a coping mechanism. You're not solving anything by stuffing your face. You're just pushing your actual problems further and further down the drain while creating new ones. The truth, eating less makes your life easier. Your body feels lighter, you look lighter, you wake up energized, not sluggish. Your clothes fit the way you want them to. You can wear Shein or a trash bag and look sexy, because let's be real, designer clothes looks better on skinny people. Any clothes just looks better on skinny people. They just do. You know, like those Revolve models or the mannequin, you're like, oh, and then you try it on, it doesn't look like that. You know why. You're confident when you leave the house. You're not bloated or tired or feeling gross 24/7. You're in control, and being in control is hot. People say, but food makes me happy. No, babe, it makes you numb. It's temporary, and then what? The second you finish eating, you end up feeling worse. Bloated, guilty, sluggish, and now you have another problem to deal with. And here's the kicker. Overeating doesn't just mess with your body. It messes with your mind. It trains yourself to think that you need food to feel better, to cradle you as your crutch, to coddle you like a little baby. That's addiction behavior. That's why you're stuck. So here's the fix. Instead of running to food every single time your life isn't perfect, try something that actually works. Move your body. Drink water. Go outside. Call a friend. Do literally anything except overeat. Because guess what? Those things literally helped me. They don't leave you feeling worse than before. You're not hungry, you're just looking for something to do. And guess what? The second you stop using food as your crutch, your life instantly gets better. So yeah, 99 problems, but eating less solves 98 of them. And I know you guys can say that's narcissistic, that's rude, but it's true. If you guys could see how many doors open, how much restaurants are more nice to you, how much more nice clubs are to you, bouncers, people, so many people are way more willing to help when you're leaner and you're pretty and you're skinny and everything's tight. Because guess what? It's just a status to society. It shows that you work hard, you're not tempted by society's pressures. Like, it just shows you're in control. Trust me, when you're 20 pounds skinnier, you'll understand. It's like insane. And I want to leave you with this. One thing I turn to, and again, I was raised Catholic. I went to an all-girls Catholic private school. And to be honest, I was never really posted religious stuff because I was always used to the girls being like, who were terrible and rude. The girls who were always the worst were the ones posting the Bible quotes, or the ones that give me hate comments, and then I see a Bible verse in the bio. It really turned me off for a little bit, if I'm being honest. But one thing that helped stop using food as a reward or a treat. Again, I've never had an eating disorder problem, but we've all, used food before as a crutch, was honestly just turning to God. I'm not trying to make anyone religious or convert anything on them. If you believe in nature, if you believe in the universe, if you believe in something, I don't know, yoga, Buddhism, if you're Jewish, anything that's religious, I know, or you can believe in like nature, you can believe in the sun, the moon, I don't care. Just turning to someone or something when time gets hard instead of food is amazing. There are some girls in my community who aren't religious, so they turn to the group chat and just texting exactly how they feel. There are just things like that. I give skinny affirmations every single day. But honestly, whenever I got skinnier, my relationship with God got closer. And the reason I'm talking about this is, don't worry, this isn't a religious channel. I'm not trying to push any beliefs because I'm so over people pushing things on people. I'm just saying, for me, turning to something and talking to someone and just sitting really helped me. So meditating, joining my channel, texting, affirmations, whatever religious you are, nature, whatever, you get the point. The reason I'm bringing this up is, so I went to church like a few weeks ago, and the pastor told me, this was like insane. The pastor told me, they were like, Liv, I went to church a few weeks ago, and a pastor sat there and was like, if everything went down tomorrow, if everything went down, if I lost everything, I can count the number of people on my hands. How many people would be by my side? I was like, what the heck? Like, he's a priest, he's a pastor. That's weird. But then I sat and I was like, wait, whenever I lost weight, the number of people on my hands, I also could count. And I say that because weight loss to me also came with success. Skinny did come with a ton of success for me, with my career, with my faith, with spirituality, with confidence, with everything. I'm a completely different person than I was 6 months ago. I'm kinder, I'm sweeter, I'm nicer, just all around. Yet I get the most pushback, I guess is the word. And you lose a lot of people, and you're like, why? Because I'm such a better person all around. I'm so much more willing to help people because I helped myself. So now I'm good and I know how to control my life and my struggle. So I actually created my page to help a lot of people, and that's why I created a community. Anyway, I was like, this is weird that a pastor is saying that, because like he's literally, there's probably nothing wrong with him ever. And then I understood it, because a lot of people, no matter how sweet or how nice you are, if you go down, they want nothing to do with you. So just remember, this is a piece of advice because it does relate. You need to know how to control your life when things get hard and not turn to food as a crutch. And at the end of the day, I don't really like stick up for myself that much, because at the end of the day, I know who I am. My 5 people on my hands know who I am, and my community on Instagram knows who I am. So that's kind of it. I don't really find the need to speak out against certain videos or certain things, or people saying this about me or that about me. And if anything, everything's been super positive recently, so I don't really have much pushback at the moment. But this just applies to everyone. And if a priest is saying that if he lost everything, there'd only be 5 good people around him, make sure when your world crumbles, because it's all going to crumble at one point, you have people around you. Because I know mine crumbled pretty quickly, really quickly. And if I didn't have the people around me, who knows where I would be. So think about that. And I can tell you, I will be one of those people that will be by you. The amount of girls on my community, I talked about this a few weeks ago. I'm like, look, this really touched me. If you're not religious, but if you're crumbling, your world's crumbling, just know I'm here for you. And a few of them I gave my number to, I went on a walk with, because I'm here, and that's what my skinny group community is for. It's like girls who just want the best for everyone. And if your world is crumbling, I'm there. You don't need to explain to me. I'm there. And I think more people in the world need to be like that. So anything in your life you need, this channel's here, my community's here, everyone's here. And subscribe if you want to see like more backgrounds and more about me as a person. So yeah, I love you guys, and have a great